Get on in here. Rick would say, come on in the rooms, come on in the rooms, come on in the rooms. So I had a friend of mine ask Michael, what happened to the old YouTube videos? And they're there. I've not felt like making these because I've been busy working on a separate channel that's just for Bible study. And that's been pretty time consuming. And the name, let me make sure I have it right because it's a mouthful. So there's another channel that I created just for Bible study, and that's where I've been spending a lot of time lately. It is called Break Every Chain Bible Study Ministry Channel. I don't know how many more words you can fit in that title, but there it is. Break Every Chain Bible Study Ministry Channel. And so there's, I don't know, I like them. There's the first couple of them were, terrible, of course, pretty choppy. But a few of them are really good. I really like them. And so that's everything talking about finding your purpose in the wilderness, deliverance keys through the book of Exodus, and some other stuff on faith. And I think they're pretty good. But so that's where I've been putting in some time at. Also, I can't tell who's watching or who's asking questions. So this is new. I got a brand new laptop the other day, and so I just wanted to see what this was like on Facebook Live, and to also let some people know that I'm alive. So for those of you that don't know or are getting caught up, so September 4th, I had a heart attack, and little would you know that a lot of people's arteries are clogged. Yeah, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? And that is from 20 years of smoking, drinking, and eating fast food. And it will absolutely catch up with you no matter who you are. And that plaque buildup happens very slowly but surely in your arteries. And what's wild about it, and this is not the heart attack video. I'm waiting on a friend of mine to come on, and he's going to talk about his heart attack story because he had a double bypass surgery, and he's like my age. But he is a super, super funny guy, and he doesn't want to come on. He's not ready to come online yet. But he's getting there. Some people aren't public. Some people don't like to hear themselves talk like I do. Some people would rather just write a book about it. But he is hilarious, and I'm close. He's 60-40. He's on the fence with coming online and talking about his story and how he had to change his diet. But he is just a hilarious person. And he has a very humorous way. Even when he's being serious, he's that guy that when he's talking and he's telling you something extremely serious, you're going to keep laughing at him. And that may get on his nerves, but he's just one of those funny type dudes. So I'm kind of waiting on that to talk about the heart attack story. And honestly, here lately, like I've not really felt like it because it's just been such a process. And you would think that when you have a heart attack and you get a stent put in, everything returns back to normal, 2 days later. And that is not the case. Those first several weeks out of the hospital, there were there were times I thought I was having a heart attack getting my car washed, or driving past the library, or just random times. It was wild. It was pretty wild. You would have this sensation almost of a heart attack. They call it a ghost heart attack. And so there were a couple of times where I was like, oh gosh, what's going on? And so, but those days are fortunately past me, and now I just focus on health, eating better. I want y'all to see this. Now, this time last year, I think I was 200 and maybe 240 pounds. I don't know how well you can see in here at all, but look at this. Look at this gorgeousness. See? Look at that. I am right at 200 pounds. We'll go all the way around with it. Model all of it. Look at that. Looking good. That's 200 pounds, and that's a awesome weight for me. 205, 210 is perfect. That's really probably what I want to be at. I've been very limited on what I can do in the weight room, and so probably here in a few months I'll be putting on some muscle back on, add a little bit more size to the shoulders or something like that, and then I'll be back at 205, 210 max. That is my perfect size, perfect weight and everything. And so let's see. So I wanted to come on and talk about Christmas trees, real or fake. And did you guys know, according to CNN, which is the source of all things true, that's a joke, 77% of people this year are getting artificial trees. 77% of people here in America are getting artificial trees over real trees. And so I thought it would be interesting to hear people's polls on artificial versus real. Some people are getting artificial because they think it's better for the environment. And after I did this study, and I didn't want to dive into an artificial versus real tree Christmas tree study. That sounds pretty boring. I mean, this thing went on for pages, but it is actually more damaging to the environment to get a fake Christmas tree. So spread the word. Fake is yet again not cool. It uses more of a carbon footprint if you get fake trees, which have all sorts of fake parts, plastic tree and metal and all kinds of stuff. And then you got your real tree, which is made out of, God making real trees. And then these tree farms plant new trees in its place. And it said something like you would have to keep your fake tree for 30 years to even make up the damage that it does from its carbon footprint versus having one real tree a year. So to all the fake people out there, get real. And they smell great. I mean, why wouldn't you not want it smelling great? And also, it brings you back to your childhood. Isn't that pretty cool? It brings you back to your childhood when mommy and daddy had real Christmas trees. And that was a great feeling. So anyway, very, very strange report though, because it went on for pages and no one wants to read that. And so anyway, just wanted to give people an update, because I had a buddy of mine ask me, he says, Michael, I've not seen a video on your old podcast forever. Are you okay? And are you going to do more? And how are your guests doing? And so they are good. They are all good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm in a good place health-wise, really good. Things are going great. I'm on a pretty good diet. So when you do have a heart attack, you would think you could go back to eating whatever in the world you wanted to, because you've got a new heart. Is that glaring? You've got a new heart, you've got a new artery, and you think you can go do whatever you want, and you cannot. You absolutely cannot, because you've got to continue to keep those arteries open, and you've got to continue to lower the risk of another heart attack. And so my buddy, he suggested, Mike, he says, for your first year, you just need to go vegetarian plus fish. And then that's going to be good for you. But I tell you, I eat a lot of sweet potatoes and grilled chicken. I still struggle with veggies. Like I'm not in the mood for it when it's lunchtime. So I just try to eat it with my dinner. And when I go out to eat, the selections, it is amazing. Once you start looking around at the menus of what you have to choose from if you're going healthy heart diet, because they tell you no salt. And everything here in the South is just nothing but salt and butter. Even I had to send an order back because I told them no salt, no butter, for real. Because I like the flavor of things plain. I can actually taste the fish or the grilled chicken or whatever. I like the flavor of it. I don't need all that junk on it anymore, especially when it tries to kill you. And here in the South, even when you tell them no salt, they just can't help themselves. Like they're okay, yeah, sure, no salt, and they're adding, well, there's a little bit of salt. We care about you, and man, it's so wild. It's so wild. So you really got to be very, very careful with the salt and with the butter and all that junk they put on it. You know good and well you don't need all that. And even for people that they eat healthy in the South, you probably don't, because you're adding the biscuits, the gravy, salt to everything you order, sugar to everything you order, the syrups. Oh my gosh. I mean, once you go through some sort of life-changing event and you get the education that the hospital gives you, like on discharge instructions and stuff like that, it's a real eye-opener. And then when you start eating like that, and after a few days, you start liking it. You start liking the way you feel. You absolutely feel more energetic from the meals, as opposed to always being tired or hungover or whatever. So it just makes you really, 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 really roll your eyes at the menus. When I'm sitting in, Cracker Barrel and Cheddar's and wherever, Applebee's or Olive Garden or whatever, Buffalo Wild Wings. I should have just brought my own lunch when the night me and my buddies went out to BWW's. I should have just brought my own apple and sandwich to there. It was wild trying to order something healthy there. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on and tell everybody thanks for all the prayers and the good thoughts and messages and everything. And so I'll be doing some YouTube channels back on this original channel when I can. And then I've also got that Bible study channel that you guys need to check out if you're into that kind of thing or not. And what is it? 9:20 p.m. That's plenty of time here. I guess everybody's like already in bed because it's like 40 degrees. So anyway, good to see everybody. And I guess I'll see you guys on the next time. So I'm good. I'm alive. I'm feeling good. I'm just like literally 30 pounds lighter. So I do look different. I feel good. I look better. I'm in really good shape. And so that's a good thing. And so I will see you guys on the next one. All right, peace. Well, here's one funny story I wanted to leave with Drew. If he's watching, I can't tell who's watching or who's asking questions. which is strange. I'll have to find that feature because that defeats the whole point of the live. But anyway, so here's how bad me and Drew's fast food were. Drew, my best friend that we were up there in Ohio with, one day, mate, let's call it 11 a.m. or something. We went through our local McDonald's drive-through. There was at 2nd and Utica Avenue. And we had, I don't know what we ordered. And then maybe 5 or 6 hours later, after we woke up from boozing all day, and that morning, right, we got to go back to McDonald's and sit out time for dinner or something. It was in such a narrow window. We were there twice, and the same girl was working the drive-through window. And so that was pretty embarrassing. I don't know if she remembered us. Even in that state, I remembered her, and I was like, gosh, this is pretty low. This is pretty low when you're here for your 12th double McDouble and 12th McChicken of the day, plus 2 chocolate shakes. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I thought about that earlier as I was running errands and had to share it. Anyway, guys, peace out. Have a Merry Christmas. Remember, next year, get a real tree. Don't be all into that fake stuff, okay? Go real. Be real. See you, bye.